Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Wisdom Learning for Living. Those who are watching my videos, thanks for everyone. Those who are subscribed my channel, special thanks dear viewers. Yes, today we are going to discuss about the lesson from class 8th, first lesson from civics, the Indian Constitution. The lesson which is very important for competitive exams. We expected many marks from this lesson. Yeah, we are going to discuss the concept today. Yeah. What is the inside of the concepts? Inside of the lesson, only three concepts. Yes. One is, what is the constitution and why the constitution need for the countries, and what are the features of Indian constitution. Yes. The Indian constitution we will discuss. First of all, going to discuss about Indian constitution. First of all, we want to discuss what is constitution. What is constitution? Yes, which is a written document. What is the constitution? Which is written document. Yes. What is there inside of the constitution? Yes, which is set of rules and regulation. Which is set of rules and regulations. Yes, simple definition. Yes, what is the constitution? Constitution is a written document which is contain certain certain rules and regulations. Yes, which countries after at present many countries in the world they are democratic countries. Which countries? Democratic countries. Democratic countries means, yeah, know very well about democratic countries means which is ruled by people. Yes, actually the word which is come from Greek word, which is a Greek word. Democratic, which is nothing but a Greek word. It's derived from Greek word. Demos means people, cratic or cratio is nothing but rule. People rule. Yes, in democratic countries, they need to follow what? The constitution. Why? Because the countries which is ruled by the people. How the people are ruled? Yes, people are elected their representatives. The representatives are responsible to rule the country, right? Through the elections, they choose their representative, right? Wherein the democratic countries, this democratic country should follow what? Constitution, right? Which is set of rules and regulations. And next we are going to discuss the concept why the countries need to, why does the country need constitution? Why does countries need constitution? In that first one, we are going to discuss constitution is already we set certain rules and regulations which is clearly written and document which is applicable for all the democratic countries, right? And coming to why does question they are asking, why does the countries need constitution? Actually, constitution is telling about us the fundamental nature of the society. What is telling for us? Fundamental nature of society. Actually, society form in different inside of society existence different communities and different religious and cultural people together they are living. This constitution is responsible to protect all the section of people irrespective of their social background, right? What's it what the concept telling of us? Constitution, it's telling about the fundamental nature of the society to applicable for all the rules and regulation including everyone irrespective of their social background, either it is religion, caste, gender, status, whatever it is. And the second thing, constitution, the second importance of the constitution telling about the nature of country's political system. country's political system. What is the concept? What is the another important major definition from the constitution side? Why does the countries need constitution? The nature, it's telling about, it's defined nature of political system. Nature of political system of the country. What actually the democratic countries, they have the political system. In that political system, people are, those who are the people, they are elected the representative. People are elected their representative. People are those who are the representative, they are able to rule the country as per constitution. Henceforth, if they have, is there a chance is there for whom the representative or leader, if they are misuse their authority, then immediately who are as per the constitution, if they are those who are the leaders, if they are misuse the authority from this against of this that particular situation or actions, immediately who protecting us, who safeguard us? Yes, constitution safeguard. Yes, safeguard us from the particular actions. Actual, as per the constitution, those who are representative, they are able to rule. Maybe if they are misuse the power, yes, immediately constitution safeguard us. That's why we need constitution. Yes, to satisfy all the sections in the society, as well as to safeguard of whom? The people from the political system, if they are misuse their authority. Understand? And the third one, why we need another one? Third importance of constitution. Constitution to save us from ourselves. Which one? Ourselves. What is the another importance of the constitution? A constitution to save us from ourselves. What is the concept here? In democratic countries, the representatives are got the power through the elections. They elected by the people. Those who are representatives. Yes, a constitution to save us from ourselves. What is the concept? They clearly mention, if the representatives, if they are side the rules and regulation, maybe they encourage dictatorship. What the dictatorship? The powers which is held by a single person is ruled the country without democratic manner. Without democratic manner, there is no role of people in dictatorship. Is there chance to go in that manner? Immediately, who's restricted that? Constitution restricted to change power from democratic to other system of government. Understand? Which is completely protected. Once is there the strong constitution which is properly implementation of democratic rules and regulations. That's why the countries need what? Constitution. First one is telling about the fundamental nature of the society, and second one, the nature of constitution, the nature of the country's political system. It's tell us the nature of the country's political system, which is under control by the representatives. If they are misuse the power immediately to safeguard us, which one? The constitution. Another one, strongly protecting ourselves, whom? The constitution. That's why we need constitution. Yes, I think you understand about the constitution. What is the constitution? Why does the countries need constitution? If there is no constitution, there is no chance to performing well manner democratic rules and regulations, right? And then now we are going to discuss the concept about CA. Constitution Assembly. Yes, who prepare Indian Constitution? Who's responsible to draft Indian Constitution? Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly, which is responsible to draft our Indian Constitution. Actually, in the year 1934, which year? In the year 1934, Indian National Congress. Which one? Indian National Congress. In the year 1934, Indian National Congress was demanded to Britishians to establishment of CA Constituent Assembly. But after end of the World War II, in the year 1946, December, formation of CA under the leadership of Chairman of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Right? Which year was formed the CA Constituent Assembly? In the year 1946 December. And they drafted the constitution up to 1949 November. What is the time taking for completion of drafting constitution? 1946 December to 1949 November. Exactly 2 years, 11 months, 18 days taking to completion or drafting of Indian Constitution, right? And Indian Constitution was adopted on 26th. When it was adopted, 26th November 1949, Indian Constitution was adopted, accepted by the people of India. Adopted. Yes, the day we celebrated Constitutional Day. What we celebrated? Constitutional Day we celebrate because we adopted the day. And next one, when the Indian Constitution was came to force in the year 1950. January 26th. On 26th Jan 1950, Indian Constitution came to force. Came to force means implementation. When was Indian Constitution was implemented? On 26th Jan 1950. Especially regarding this date, 26th January, historical event. Actually, in the year 26th Jan 1930, yes, India declared independence to us. The time Jawaharlal Nehru announced Purna Swaraj, complete independence of India on 26th Jan 1930. But it was not success. The historical the day we are taking to 26th Jan 1950 to implementation of which one? Indian Constitution. Which one? Indian Constitution. Actually, inside of the Constitution is there articles and parts and schedules. Yes, the beginning total 395 articles is there and 22 parts. How many parts? 22 parts. And coming to 8 schedules. How many schedules is there? 8 schedules is there. Yeah. At present, how many articles is there inside of the Constitution? Yes, 448 articles, 25 schedules, and 25 parts and 12 schedules. How many? 448 articles, 25 parts and 12 schedules is there. Yes, how many days are taking, very well to draft Indian Constitution? Yes, 2 years, 11 months, 18 days it's taking a draft. Yes, who's head of the drafting committee? Who is head of the drafting committee? Whole and sole respond Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is a head of drafting committee. Which committee? Drafting committee. Yes, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is responsible. Is the chairman of drafting committee. Who is the chairman of Constituent Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Yes. Who is called the father of Indian Constitution? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, father of Indian Constitution. He was played a greater role to drafting what? Indian Constitution. And next concept, yeah, in the year 1946, when was formed the Constituent Assembly. Almost nearly 300 members is there. How many members inside of that? 300 members. After partition of India in the year 1947, August 14th, partition. Then how many members is there inside of the CA? 299 members in the part of Constituent Assembly. But as per 8th class textbook, they almost how many members inside of the CA? 300 members at the time of formation of Constituent Assembly. Which is, what is Constituent Assembly? Which is a representative council to draft Indian Constitution. It was formed in the year 1946 December, and they completed or adopted Indian Constitution 26th November 1949. Yes, Indian Constitution came to force 26th Jan 1950. Yes, how many articles? The beginning 395 articles, 22 parts, 8 schedules. At present, 12 schedules, 25 parts, and 448 articles. This is information about the Constituent Assembly, which is responsible to draft our Indian Constitution. Is nothing but representative council. What is this? Representative council. Right? You understand about what is the Constitution, which is a written document, set of rules and regulations. And next, what we discussed already, why does countries need a constitution? Because almost all countries are democratic countries. They want to strengthen their countries. That's why they need to follow certain rules and regulations. And it is safeguard of the people. That's why they need constitution. And next one, we discuss about Indian Constituent Assembly, which year it was formed. In the year 1946 December, very clearly discussed. And the next, what is the concept? Features of Indian Constitution. What is the next concept? Features of Indian Constitution. Yes, Indian Constitution key features. Totally 6 features is there. 5 features. First one, federal system. Which federalism? What is first one? Federalism. And second one, parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. Yes. And third one, separation of powers. And fourth one, fundamental rights. And fifth one, secularism. Which one? Secularism. These are all the features of Indian Constitution. First one, federalism. What is federalism? We clearly discuss about the federalism. Actually, federalism is nothing. What are there? Once again, remember, federalism, parliamentary form of government, and separation of powers, and fundamental rights, as well as secularism. In that federalism, actually federalism means it's a system of government. What is federalism? It's a system of government. Yes, how you can say that India is a federal country? Yes, India is a federal country. How we want to understand the concept. System of government. What is a federal system? System of government. Existence of more than one level of government. Yes, in recent TET exam, CSET exam, 2020 general CSET exam also the question came. Yes, what is federal system? Federalism is nothing but system of government, existence of more than one level of government. Yes, just we can go to see inside of our country, is there more than one level? Yeah, is there. First one, central government is there. Central government. Second one, state government. Which one? State government. Even another form of government also, the local self-government. Which one? Local self-government is there. 3 governments is there. Central government, state government, local government. Why India follow the federal system? Because India is a very big country. then how it is possible to rule with only one tier of government or one level of government? That's why they are uh, introducing, they are followed what system? Federal system, central government, state government, local self-government. As per the constitution, they have different subjects to administrate their levels. Here it is central government, they have some subjects or issues related to rule, and even state governments, they have some subjects under the constitution they can able to rule, and as per that, and local self-government. Again, in the year 1992, which year? 1992, as per the amendment 73 and 74, 73 and 74, they introduce local self-government in rural area, local self-government in urban area. Which areas? Urban area. Rural area government, Panchayati Raj. Which one? Panchayati Raj. And urban government area, urban government, municipality. Which one? Municipality. Why they introduce such kind of even another level of government? Because to strengthen the democracy, the leaders of representatives are sitting in the state capitals. The central government in Delhi, state governments, their capital cities, how they can able to know the common people or ordinary people problem is there. The before 1992, central government and state government even strengthen the government of India, even still strengthen purpose, they are introducing another level, which one? Local self-government in the year 1990 through 1992, the amendment number 73 and 74. Yes, what is the, I am using here amendment. What is the meaning of amendment? Amendment is an act of change. What is amendment? What is amendment? It's act of change for betterment. We have flexibility. We have chance to amend it or change our constitution. It's not changed easily. Then all the one or two members together, yeah, I want to go and we want to go to change. It's not possible. If any changes, we need to take and come inside of the constitution. Yes, we immediately gather the constitution parliament. Yes, 2/3 members of the parliament. If they accept, then only possible to chance is there to take and come the changes. Why? Because many changes are coming in the world. Along with that, we need to introduce some new steps or new rules inside of the constitution. That's why we have chance to amend it, right? This is the amendment number 73, 74, local self-government. Yes, I hope you understand about federal system. Yeah, India is a federal country. Then you are ready to tell, because is there more than one level of government? Central government, state government, local self-government. Then we are going to discuss the next concept about parliamentary system. What is the next concept? Parliamentary system. Yeah, India is followed parliamentary form of government. Why? What is the parliament? First of all, we want to discuss. Yes, highest law-making body of the country. What is parliament? Highest law-making body of the country. Yes. Highest law-making body of the country is nothing but parliament, which is a representative council responsible to rule entire or whole country. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. The representatives, what is the parliament? It's the highest law-making body of the country. It's responsible to make the laws and they implemented the laws, as well as to rule whole the country. That is nothing but parliament. Parliament, those who are inside of parliament, representative. The representatives are elected by whom? People. Yes, elected by whom? People. Which section? There is no sections here. All the people. Yes, as per universal adult franchise. Universal adult suffrage. Universal adult suffrage. Yeah, what is universal adult suffrage? Yes, all the people. Yes, the people of India, 18 years and above. 18 years and above. The people of above 18 years. Above 18 years citizens, they have what? What suffrage? Suffrage means what? Right to vote. Which one? Right to vote, irrespective of their social background, like religion, caste, race, right? Race and status, gender, etc. Irrespective of this, the religion, caste, race, status, gender, irrespective of the social background, all the people of our country, then they have right to vote. Actually, in the year 1988, 61 amendment. This is 61 amendment. Before 1988, only the age of right to vote 21 years. How many years? 21 years. But through the amendment number 61 in the year 1988, they reduced the age from 21 to 18. 21 to 18. Because those who are preparing competitive exams, maybe it's useful. That's why I mentioned here. In the year 1988, amendment number 61. Yes, what is the concept? They clearly mentioned, reduce the age or lower the age or voting age from 21 years to 18 years as per article number 326. Article number 326. Right? And then next we are going to discuss, I hope you understand about the parliamentary system. Yes, parliamentary form. Yeah, it's a highest lawmaking country. Yes, which is a representative council, is responsible to rule our country. They are elected. Those who are the members of this council or parliament, they are elected by the people through the universal adult suffrage. Above 18 years citizen, they choose the representative. They are able to rule our country. This is thing but parliamentary form of government, right? Then inside of the parliament is there the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The members are representative, the whole and soul, the responsible to make the laws, implementation of the laws as per constitution. And now we are going to discuss third one, separation of power. What is third one? Separation of power. Yeah. Separation of power. Yes. Inside of the government, three organs is there. How many organs? Three organs inside of government. What are the organs? Yes. First one, legislative, executive, judiciary. Which one? Judiciary. Legislative, executive, judiciary. These are all the organs inside of the government, which is separation of power. Actually, the power which is not under, how like you are seeing in federal system, central level, state level and local self-government, it is there. Like that here, the power which is separated, not under control by one council. The power which is under control by three organs, that is nothing but legislative and a council and executive council and judiciary. What is legislative council? You know, it's a law-making body. What is the duty of legislative? Law making. What is the duty of legislative? Make the laws. And what is the duty of executive council? Executive is nothing but they are the cabinet ministers, a council of ministers. Those who are the ministers under the prime, including prime minister, they are under the executive. They are responsible to implementation. What is the decisions are taken by, are making by whom? The legislative council of parliament, like 790 members. Either it is Rajya Sabha, 245 members, Lok Sabha, 545 members, total 790. They make the laws. They are members of legislative, right? All the members. And executive means only particular ministers, council minister. They are responsible to implementation of laws. Just example, if any agriculture related concept is coming, now then agriculture minister is responsible. If any related laws are passed regarding health, no, then health minister is responsible. Railway minister like that, based on their department, they take the responsible to implementation of laws. They are under the executive. And special organ in the constitution, that is judiciary. Yes. What is the judiciary system? It's a system of court. What is judiciary? It's a system of court. Yes, which is it is an independent organ supervising everything. Either it is legislative, executive, they are properly taking or implementation of law, make the laws or implementation of everything. Yes, observed or supervised by judiciary. Judiciary is an independent organ. We specially discuss about the judiciary in the next video. Yes, what is judiciary system? It's system of court. They are responsible to supervise the laws. Understand? They have right to interfere inside of the decisions of government. Who interfere? Judiciary system. Which system? Judiciary system. I hope your viewers, it's very clear what is federal system, what is parliamentary system, what is separation of power. Separation of power, the power which is segregated between different organs. The power not under control by anyone. It's an equal distribution between the legislative and executive and judiciary. Together they are make and implementation and supervising. That's a very clear about which system, separation of powers. And the next we are going to discuss fundamental rights. Which one? Fundamental rights. Yes, fundamental rights. The rights which is guaranteed by Constitution. The right which is guaranteed by Constitution is nothing but fundamental rights, which is guaranteed by the Constitution, irrespective irrespective of social background. Irrespective of social background, fundamental rights are guaranteed by the Constitution. Actually, the Constitution, the fundamental rights are refers to conscience of Constitution. Which is conscience of the Constitution? Fundamental rights are the conscience of which one? Constitution. Why? We need fundamental. Actually, the rights which is guaranteed by the Constitution, that's it's referred to which one? The conscience of the Constitution, especially the rights which is protecting us from arbitrary, misusing authority, misusing power. Which one? The rights which is protecting us or safeguard us from arbitraries. Understand? That's why the Constitution clearly mentioned about the fundamental rights, and it's always protecting which one. Constitution is responsible to protect fundamental rights. What are the fundamental rights? Once again, going to discuss Supreme Court. Like courts are responsible to take. We discuss very clearly one by one. First of all, first fundamental right to equality. What is first one? Right to equality. How many fundamental rights is there? 6 fundamental rights. As per Constitution, how many fundamental rights? 6 fundamental rights. First one, right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom, and right against exploitation, right against exploitation, and fourth one, right to religion, and fifth one, cultural and educational rights, and last one, right to constitutional remedies. Yes. How many fundamental rights? 6 fundamental rights. Yeah. Right to recently also asked the question, which part of the Constitution called as conscience of the Constitution? Fundamental rights, right? Which is guaranteed by the Constitution irrespective of religion, caste, gender, status, and whatever it is, right? How many fundamental rights? 6 fundamental rights. Beginning we discuss about how many parts and how many schedules and how many Articles, right? Yes. The fundamental rights, which part in third part of Indian Constitution. It's a third part of Indian Constitution, which is there between 12 to 35 articles. From 12 to 35 articles, which is related to which one? Fundamental rights. In that first one, right to equality, right to freedom, right to right against of exploitation, right to religion, cultural and educational right, and right to constitutional remedies. Yes, right to equality. Then one by one we are going to discuss. Right to equality. What type of equality is there for us as per the constitution? First one, all are equal before law. All are equal before law. Right. This is first one. All are equal before law. There is no differentiation between each and other. All are equal. And second one, as per right to equality, there is no person can discriminate on the basis of their social background. No person are discriminated as per Indian Constitution, especially which right article, right to equality. No person can discriminated on the grounds of religion, caste, gender, race. No one are discriminated, treated ill, right? No chance to treat like that. No one. And no person, yes, every person access to go to public places. Which places? Public places. Actually, before you take the colonial period, there is no such kind of rights for the people. That's why we are suffer a lot. That's a very clearly focused to right of which one, all variety of which one fundamental rights. Total how many fundamental rights? 6 fundamental rights. Now discrimination based on the right to equality we are discussing. Yes, all are equal before law. No discrimination based on their grounds of religion, caste, gender, and next one access to all, every person to access to public areas. Best example, yeah, me and you and everyone able to go to all public areas, irrespective of the social background, right? What are the public places? Temples, or mosques, or church, religious place, and next to especially playgrounds. What they mentioned clearly, playgrounds, public places, playgrounds, and next one parks, and next one especially fetching water wells, public wells, whatever it is, we can able to reach the or access to the public places. Understand? And next one, as per the right to equality, completely abolition. Yeah. Before that, equal employment opportunity. The state is responsible to providing equal employment opportunities to all. Equal employment opportunity to all. Yes, state is responsible. Government is responsible. And next one, there is no discriminations or any malpractices inside of that. Clearly, government is responsible to generate employment opportunities properly in equal manner. And right. And next one, abolition of untouchability. Which one? Untouchability. Abolition of untouchability. Completely abolished untouchability. Mostly they ask that Article 17 in examination. What is Article 17? Abolition of untouchability. Yes, no ill treatment. Anyone. All are equal as per this. And next one, abolition of untouchability, as per that very clearly discussed. Equal as per the right to equality, all are equal before law. No discrimination. Every person access to public places like playgrounds, parks, whatever it is, and generation of employment opportunities. Abolition of untouchability. These are all part of wherein right to equality. And next we are going to discuss the next concept, right to freedom. Which one? Right to freedom. What type of freedom we have? What type of freedom we have? Yes. Freedom. What type of freedom we have? First of all, Yes, right to speech. Right to speech. And second one, right to expression. Right to expression our thoughts, our feelings. And next one, right to assemble. Right to assemble. Easy, we need to learn as per the easiest manner, like what we discussed before, like that. This is also same. Right to speech, right to expression, right to assemble in different parts of the country. Next one, right to form associations. Right to form associations, different associations, a group of communities, whatever it is association we able to form. And next one, right to move freely around the India. Right to move freely around India. Freely move. And next one, right to reside or resident any part of the country. Any part of the country. Yes, I think you understand. Reside or resident any part of the country. I have right to resident any part of the country. Today I am Madhya Pradesh, tomorrow I am going to Tamil Nadu, another day I am going on. It's my wish, my choice. We have freedom. Not only everyone, all are equal. Everyone have such kind of rights. Right, as per right to freedom. And next one, right to choose their profession and occupation. Right to practice any profession and occupation. These are all part of wherein freedom of right to freedom. Which one? Right to freedom. Once again remember, freedom of speech, expression, assemble, association, right to move freely, right to reside or resident in any part of India, and right to choose or practice any profession and occupation. These are all the rights which is come from as per which right? Right to freedom. And next right to against of exploitation. And what next? Right to against of exploitation. Right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. As per this, we need to protect human. Prohibition. Which one? Prohibition of human trafficking. Prohibition of human trafficking. Human trafficking. As per this, no one are human selling. These are all against of the society. Human trafficking and forced labor. Which one? Forced labor. What they prohibited? Prohibition of human trafficking and forced labor. Another one here we clearly discuss prohibition of child labor. Prohibition of child labor. Prohibition of child labor as per right against of exploitation. This is 23rd and 24th. What is 23rd? 23rd right against, prohibition of human trafficking and forced labor. Article number 23. But mostly asked the examination better. Once again, mostly we expected a teacher eligible test from the textbook. Most concentrate. Yes, remaining other competitive exam they ask articles. Yes, prohibition of child labor under the age. Yes, who treated child labor under 14 years? Children treated as child labor. If they are encouraging, they are punishable by the government as per constitution. And next, right to religion. Which one? Right to religion. As per this right, which one? Right to religion. Yes, all the citizens of the country, they have choice to practice and profess and propagate their own religion. As per which right? As per right to religion. Right to religion. As per the right to religion, all citizens of the country, they have right to practice and profess and propagate their own religion. It's their choice. Understand? And next one, right to cultural and educational right. Right to cultural and education. As per this right, all minorities minorities and religious and linguistic, all minorities in our country and the religious groups or linguistic groups, they have right to establish educational institutions any part of the country. They have right to establish educational institutions, then they preserve and protect or develop what their culture, as per which right to cultural and educational right. As per this right, all the minorities, no minority, no majority is as per the constitution clearly mentioned. There is no such kind of differences, right? All even minorities and religious groups and linguistic groups, they have a right to establish educational institutions in any part of the country. Best example, Kerala people able to go to Assam, they establish their educational institution, they can develop. Then some people able to come to Maharashtra, then they able to, because we have such kind of right to establish educational institutions and develop our culture. As per which right? Cultural and educational right. Protecting as per the government, as per constitution. And next one, last, but this is very special. Which one? Right to constitutional remedies. As per this right, the people allowed to meet to court when their fundamental right. Actually, this right to constitutional remedies, this right we call right to right, which is responsible to protect remaining fundamental right. That's what we call right to right. Yes, the people allowed to meet the courts when the fundamental rights are violated. Yes, our right to equality violated, our right to freedom violated, our right against of exploitation. Someone are encouraging what that practice child labor, other forced labor. Then this is against. When the rights are violated by the state, at that time, the persons or people able to meet the court, then they solve the problem. That's why this right to constitutional remedy is actually called soul of constitution or fundamental right. Soul of fundamental rights of the constitution. Which one? Right to constitutional remedies, which is a right to protect all fundamental rights. As per this right, the citizens allowed to meet the courts when their fundamental rights are violated. These are all the rights. Once again, say right to equality, right to freedom, right to against of exploitation, right against exploitation, right to religion, cultural and educational right. Yes, articles once again check here, 14 to 18, 19 to 22, already I mentioned 23rd to 24, and here 25 to 28, 29 to 30 and 32. Yes, yeah, I hope it's very clear about the fundamental rights, which is in Constitution Part 3 between 12 to 35 article. This is competitive exam, but concept this is only right. 6 fundamental rights as per Constitution, which is guaranteed by the Constitution, irrespective of religion, caste, gender, status. I hope it's very clear. A last feature is there, that is nothing but secularism. Which one? Secularism. Yes, secularism, which is a religion matter. What is secularism? Which is a religion matter. Yes, there is no official. As per the secularism, what is the another feature of Indian Constitution? India is a secular country. How you say that? India is secular. Yes, secular is related to religion matter. There is no official religion of our country. Is there any official religion to our country? India is protected or promote only one religion? No. This is a special feature of Indian Constitution. One of the special feature. What? There is no official religion of our country. All religions are promoted. In which manner? equitable manner. Equal manner. Yes, secularism is nothing but it's a religion matter. There is no official religion of our country. All religions are equal. Why? Because India is subcontinent. Different cultures is there, different language is there, and different community people is there, different religions is there. That's why India preferred to choose what state? Secular state. Because India is a subcontinent, because all variety of communities we can able to see one and only country, that is nothing but India. Right? That's why we choose this one. Along with the fundamental right, even directive principles. Which one? Directive principles. State policy. Directive principles of state policy is there. This directive principles are the guidelines of India government. The guidelines of government. Yes, how like the fundamental rights are is there. Even directive principles of state policy, which is mentioned inside of the constitution, mostly which is responsible. It's a guidelines of government. As per this, actually, constitution guaranteed fundamental rights. The directive principles, which is not guaranteed by the constitution, but the state should responsible to implement or implemented or follow that what the directive principles mostly concentrate here. Socialistic activities, right to work, right to protect of women, and right to protection of environment, right, different variety of articles especially mentioned wherein inside of the directive principles. Which one? Directive principles. And very clearly we discuss another one, fundamental duties. Which one? Fundamental duties. Yeah, fundamental duties. Yes, total 11 fundamental duties is there. How many fundamental duties? 11 fundamental duties. It's presented where in our Indian constitution. Yes, this every citizen is responsible to follow what the 11 fundamental. Actually, before 10 is there, and 2002. Which year? And 2002, 86th amendment. Which one? 86th amendment. They mention 11th fundamental. Which one? 11th fundamental duty. That is, the parents or guardians are responsible to send the children to. They are responsible to take over, send the children to school. Then they providing. They are able to provide education to their children. Major in sustainable development concepts, universalized education is a very important concept. That's why Indians take the responsible. That's why they mention it's duty of parents and guardians to provide better education, and guardian to responsible to send their children to where? The school. This is 11th one. Yet before that, 10 is there. We are going to discuss what are the fundamental duties of citizens. In that is the first one, we respect the national anthem and national flag, and as well as national leaders. Yes, once we are going to check the overview, what we discussed from the lesson. Yeah, first one, what is constitution? We clearly discuss. It's a written document, set of rules and regulations. What we discuss? Why need countries constitution? Why does the countries need a constitution? We discussed the importance, because many countries are independent, democratic countries. That's why they need to follow the certain rules and regulations, which is safeguard of misusing authority. Which one? Constitution. And what we discuss next, features of Indian Constitution. What are the features? Very clearly discuss features of Indian Constitution, right? Key features of Indian Constitution we discuss. What are there? Once you remember, first one, federalism is system of government, and next one, parliamentary form of representative council, and next one, separation of power, 3 organs like legislative, executive and judiciary, and fourth one, fundamental rights. We clearly discuss 6 fundamental rights, and fifth one, secularism, and we discuss a very manner about directive principles and fundamental rights. Directive principles and fundamental rights. Once again, remember articles. Constitution started through written. Its document started preamble. Which one? Preamble. We discuss about preamble. Actually, preamble is a short note of Indian Constitution. What is preamble? Short note of Indian Constitution. Any constitution is a short note. What are the principles are existed inside of the Constitution? Very short note manner they are fixed inside of where in the preamble. Yes, in this preamble, what they mention, we the people of India, we the people of India having solemnly to resolved constituent India into a 7. We want to discuss about these words. That's why I'm writing 7 socialist and secular. Already we discussed, right? Secular, democratic and republic to ensure all republic to ensure all the citizens like justice, liberty, equality and fraternity in our Constituent Assembly on 26th of November 1949, hereby adopted and enacted and giving to Constitution ourselves. We like that we clearly mention inside of the preamble. What they mention, we the people of India having solemnly to resolving Constituent India into a 7 socialist, secular, democratic and republic and justice, liberty, equal. These are all the basic principles very clearly mentioned in the short note, where in the preamble. Right? What is a 7? 7 means here, India is a 7. Why? Because the people of India having extreme powers. There is no interference of others in our internal matters. Which matters? Internal matters. Before colonial period, the Britishers are control as social, political, economical, not like now. We have the extreme power. We only hold the total power. That's why we say that India is 7. And India is socialist. The wealth of nation is equal distribution, especially based on the socialist idea. Elimination of inequalities or absence of inequalities based on their social background. Equal manner we need to develop, especially this concept concentrate on directive principles. Welfare of the state, the major intention, like that they clearly mention. Which one? Socialist ideology. Yes, secular. India is a secular country because there is no official religion of us. All are equal. All religions are equal. And a democratic country. Yes, India is a democratic country. How you say India democratic? Because India is ruled by the people of India only, right? Right to representative. We choose our representative. India is a republic. How we say India is a republic? India is a republic country because head of the country also elected by the people, not hereditary. Yes. Family, king after next king, there's not like that system. India is at present followed. India is now republican country. Yes, 26th January 1950, India is a republic because head of the after elections we conduct, head of the country also elected by the people, not hereditary. That's why India is a republican country. Yes, India has implement justice. Yeah, social, political, economical justice are implemented where in our country as per the constitution. Yes, liberty. We have freedom to speech, freedom to expression, freedom rights we discussed, right? Freedom to expression, freedom to thought, freedom to worship. Yes, we have different kind of liberty. Liberty is nothing but freedom. And next one, equality. Government of India providing equal opportunities to all the citizens. There is no discrimination inside of that. State is responsible to provide equal manner which one employment opportunities. India is a fraternity. Yes, fraternity means it's assumed that, yes, assuming what dignity of individuals, dignity of, yes, it's respect you, others, everyone. Dignity, self-respect, right? Assuming what is the fraternity? Assuming that dignity of individuals as well as and not as well, and unity and integrity. Unity and promote unity and integrity. These are all the basic principles is clearly mentioned where in preamble. Yes, mostly they are asking in as per the preamble how they are written Indian constitution like a sovereign socialist. You want to write, choose the option. So sovereign socialist secular democratic republic country. Yes, yes, dear viewers, I hope you understand the concept. The Indian constitution we clearly discuss about constitution and why we need a constitution and the features of constitution, and about fundamental rights, especially we discuss what are the fundamental given articles, and next what we discuss about directive principles, which is guidelines of government, which is work for welfare of the state. Which one? Welfare of the state. Yes, which is part 4. Which one? Part 4 from 36 to 51. Before I didn't return articles and fundamental duties, which is part 4A and 51A. 51A article which is deal fundamental duties, and part 3. What is part 3? Yeah, fundamental duties from 12 to 35. 12 to 35, 36 to 51, 51A. Yes, once again, mostly they are asking examination this one. Yes, those who are viewers are watching my video, really thank you for them. Yes, if you like the video, like, share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you all. Thank you.